Spain. Hot romantic evenings full of sultry salsa or sangria-fueled piss-ups with too many people hitting drums and blowing loudly on trumpets whilst your hips do lie and you yearn for some YMCA and dancing queen. This week I'm pondering about the Spanish fiesta. My God, they love a party or fiesta in Spain. Why just have national holidays when you can have regional holidays for the Canaries, island holidays for Tenerife, and more regional holidays for the zone you live in? This Friday is number 16 apartment block C day. All sounds good until you factor in the music. As a middle-aged Englishman, learning to move my hips in the sultry yet powerful way of a Spanish man is akin to expecting a panda to learn to play the banjo. I actually went to a few salsa and bachata classes, which actually raised my level to a point that I would now optimistically describe it as pure shit. I'd be there after weeks of practice, and other students would look at my solo efforts during the warm-up and lie me down in the recovery position, thinking I was having a fit. Any female student from the local barrio would pop in and have the teacher flinging her around the dance studio floor like the final scene of Dirty Dancing within 5 minutes. It was quite hard to stay motivated during the couples routines when every time the teacher shouted, "Change partners," I'd have to endure seeing the face of another woman who'd look like I'd just shat in their soup. I'd brave the local town square dance floor with gay abandon, which coincidentally was also the name of my spouse and my salsa instructor, but I'd be confused after 10 minutes when I'd look up to see that not only has the song changed, but the musical ensemble had changed too. Groundhog Day was Bill Murray experiencing the same day over and over again. If they changed the title to Groundhog Minute, they could have put Bill Murray listening to 10 different local salsa groups and it would have felt the same minute of his life was equally repetitive. Actually, I shouldn't really pass judgment, as I'm not so much on a moral high horse as slouching on an opinionated worm when we look at the traditional dances of England. Option 1, Morris Dancing, where a bunch of middle-aged men tie small bells to their ankles and prance around wafting handkerchiefs or whacking their sticks together. If I wanted to watch grown men whacking their sticks, I'd have carried on watching the gay movie I accidentally clicked on last night on the exotic channel, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Option 2, a bunch of ecstasy-fueled teenagers at a rave. It probably explains why aliens haven't visited us if they monitored a rave and saw hordes of mindless undead spasmodically glitching like a 10-year-old's computer program. They probably thought they'd get more sense visiting that planet in the other solar system that was entirely inhabited by lobotomized jellyfish. The most celebrated local of fiestas are the Romerias, which normally celebrate particular saints or miracles of the Virgin. There's normally a revered statue paraded through the village with local musical groups and local tapas and drink. Starting late morning, these will go on to the early hours of the next morning. There's singing, dancing, traditional costumes. How warm and endearing to embrace your traditions. What do we have in England? Guy Fawkes night. Explain this to a Spanish person. Guy Fawkes, was he a local saint? Nearly. He tried to blow up the Houses of Parliament and James I in an attempt at mass murder. Oh, do we have dancing and merriment? Well, we put an effigy of him on fire and watch as he burns to death. Oh, how we laugh and enjoy ourselves. I suppose there is local cuisine? Yes, the deeply cultural delicacies of hot dogs and a jack of potato. And does the party go on all night? Nope, starts at 8 p.m, home by 10 p.m, unless little Jimmy burned his fingers playing with a sparkler and you spend a further 5 hours in A&E. At least when you leave the hospital, you could fly yourself out to Spain and the party vibe will still be on fire, a bit like Jimmy's fingers. If you've got any funny experiences of Spanish culture or have any suggestions on what areas of Spanish living you'd like me to discuss and compare next, then let me know in the comments below. Until then, keep on pondering.